Your conservatives ask questions like, well, what if we cut funding to the NHS? While my conservatives ask questions like, what if we never have one? Hey, it's me, a fucking comedian. Specifically an Indian comedian living in the UK. Which means I'm here for one reason, and one reason only. Revenge. I'm kidding, of course. I'm here to steal your jobs. Well, one job in particular, or at least I was until I realized you guys can't actually tell me and Nish Kumar apart. Okay, you know what? This actually isn't the start I wanted. Gus! Hey, it's me, a fucking comedian. Specifically an American comedian living in the UK, which means I'm here for one reason, and one reason only. To buy the NHS. Okay, fine, I'm not here for that either. I'm an Indian-American comedian living in the UK, and honestly, I love it here. You guys got an NHS, there are no guns in the cities, and honestly, I love a Greg's in the morning. Plus, there's no actual way that you could possibly hate immigrants and asylum seekers as much as my home country of America. I mean, hell, moving here, all things considered, was pretty easy. Which, let's be honest here, that's insane. Things should be tough for me. I'm a deeply mediocre comedian. So I hope it's easy for everyone else as well.
I'll bet you £1,000 to a refugee charity you don't get anybody on those planes before the election. Will you take that bet?
Well, I want to get the people on the planes, right? Of course I want to get the people on the plane.
£1,000.
Right?
Yikes. Do you know how shitty your point of view has to be for you to be worse than Piers Morgan? Seriously. When I interviewed this guy, it was a tie. Also, I keep forgetting you guys have an Indian Prime Minister here, which I know is technically progress. Well, in the sense that he's the first Indian guy that even I wish was a doctor. Okay, obviously, jokes aside, you're allowed to be protective of who you let into your country. And to be fair, the Rwanda plan keeps getting defeated by your courts, so it's not like you guys are letting people die before they can beg you for asylum.
British police are trying to find the culprits behind the manslaughter of 39 people found dead last week in the back of a refrigerated truck outside of London.
Okay, well, that was by land, but I'm sure you're better when they come by sea.
At least 6 people have died after their boat capsized while trying to reach the UK from France. 49 others were rescued. Local officials say dozens of boats carrying migrants were trying to cross the channel from France.
Okay, but how about by air?
Just a bit of role play. I'm a 16-year-old orphan from an East African country escaping a war zone.
Okay, but I'm sure once they're in the country, you're actually housing them. No, okay, well, that's when they're unhoused, but where do they go when you actually put them somewhere?
A large floating prison, which Western media have been referring to as a floating accommodation barge, has arrived on the UK coast of Portland.
Okay, well, that's bleak, but I'm sure for the children, you make it hospitable.
These pictures you can see, like Mickey Mouse, Tom and Jerry, whatever. The government has now ordered these to be painted over.
Well, do any kids get out?
200 of the children remain missing.
Okay, well, is there any oversight?
The Home Office has terminated the appointment of David Neal, the Independent Chief Inspector of Borders and Immigration.
Let's be fair, though. This is just what happens when there are so many people only coming to the UK. For the record, these sources were everywhere. So why are conservatives doing this? Everyone knows they're going to lose later this year. Why are they clinging to the idea that being cruel to asylum seekers is the answer?
Sid Singh here. For the record, we tried to find a nice video clip, but everything we found was insanely racist. So instead, look at this boring study that showed that 52% of the British are against immigration. Yikes.
Okay, so a majority of the British public still want to reduce the amount of people coming here. But hey, at least they've agreed that they want to deport Rishi Sunak from power, and that's a good thing, right? That'll fix everything. I mean, finally, a deportation both sides can get behind. And now you're gonna have Keir Starmer in power. I mean, sure, he looks like he avoids fish and chips because they're too spicy, but I'm sure at least his plans are better. I forgot. That's why we did this episode. Well, that's the good reason. We also kind of did this just to test our new editor. The Conservative Party in the UK needs to go. No one should be arguing this. In the last 14 years, they've decimated a great nation. But it's equally stupid to pretend that Keir Starmer is going to magically make things better. That's on us, the people who actually live here. It's on us to make this country a welcoming place for everyone. I mean, not everyone. I mean, once this election happens and those conservatives lose, they're going to try to make a comeback. Don't let them. Seriously, all of your losers fly back to America just to get money and even worse ideas from my conservatives. And despite what I've said so far in this episode, American conservatives are still worse. Look it up. Your conservatives ask questions like, well, what if we cut funding to the NHS? While my conservatives ask questions like, what if we never have one? When your conservatives do try to fly back, don't let them in. Seriously. Just tell them that there are no safe routes, or that the country's full, or that, honestly, we'll call Rwanda for them and see what they can do. At the very least, it's the most humiliating way for that guy to lose $1,000. This has been For Some Reason. I'm Sid Singh, and we'll see you next time.